I thought that each and every white person owns an apart hotel at that time.
And then for you, piggybacking on what Dean has shared about his journey, what have been the challenges for you to build what you built? And maybe also talk about, he spoke about the people, his family, because they didn't understand what he was doing. There was discouragement. And a lot of the people that might be watching or that are here listening, they're experiencing that one way or another. You want to do something, there are naysayers, they're saying, why do you want to do this thing? What were the challenges on your side when you started, and how did you overcome those?
Okay. I think my challenges was because I had the information and I wanted to implement. My challenges basically because I was a low income earner, my challenges were financials. Because remember now you have all this information and you want to try out all these strategies, but there is a barrier of financing that you can't pull through.
Mhm.
And the fact that I was a breadwinner at home, so the delay of black tax took me back to say, okay, even if when I wanted to buy 5 properties at the time, I wouldn't because of remember from the income that I'm also earning from those properties that I have, I still need to provide for the family. Hence, I'm saying that my strategy is to make sure that each and every parent invest in property for themselves and for their kids so that it gives them that 20-year advantage so that they don't become like me. Because remember, that was pulling me back. That yes, I am getting a lot of income probably from my properties, but I need to put it back to the family, provide for the family because of we come from a disadvantaged background. But my child is not going to experience that because already the income that she's getting currently, it's going to pull her through. By the time she's 18, she already has a paid up property. That's a strategy. Actually, I'm paying off a property next year. That's the goal.
So remember one time you and I were having a conversation, right? And he said to me, "Witness, I'm in Joburg, but even if I call my dad now and say, 'Can I use your car?' He's gonna say no."
Yes, yeah.
Right. And
Although you haven't seen me drive, so
you don't
no, I do. I'm not.
you do.
Sometimes some people say I'm not very good, so that's why I kicked it.
Oh, is that the reason you can't use this car?
Yeah, do you know? It's just I say some people, and then look at my girlfriend. Yeah,
So you basically drive nonsense.
oh, it's all lies though. Obviously, it's all lies.
So the reason I was asking that question
Yeah,
is because that speaks to the fact that when you said that, I thought he was training you to be able to do things for yourself rather than be dependent. And I wanted to speak to developing the mindset of independence in a person, especially from a young age, so that you could be able to do certain things for yourself. Can you speak to that?
I think upbringing does play a role, either upbringing or circumstance. Right? We all actually don't start equally, right, at the start line. Some people have advantages, some people have disadvantages. But I think if you are someone who has advantages like financial access or certain levels of quality education, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be successful, right? Because if you don't have that hunger or you get given everything, you can also ultimately end up like a failure, right? Look at trust fund babies and certain people that are given things. Like Lebo, you've done an amazing job and you've got the hunger and drive. But can you imagine you were given everything and you were told life's easy and you would have the knowledge, but may not have had the hunger to be as successful as you are. We all need that drive and hunger. And it's like I I'm fortunate with some really good opportunities. But my dad always taught me, we didn't get pocket money. We didn't everything we wanted. We had to work for
School,
we had to work.
develop your hunger. I mean, you went to very good private schools, right? But you still have the hunger and you built for yourself. And there's equally somebody somewhere that went to the same schools as you
Yeah.
that decided, I've got enough.
So yeah, so there's levels of it, right? Everyone requires different levels of motivation. So my dad always said, I'll give you an education. That's what I'll give you. I will not give you I will not give you anything else. So like we bought our own clothes. University, I paid for most of my university because I had to work. I was a welder for Cecil. I did welding. I did I did the apprenticeship, so I did that. I did that for
Who told you this?
yeah. Well, it never came up in conversation.
You were a welder. How old were you?
I was about just before I turned 19. Yeah.
So you finished matric.
Finished matric. And then I did get a degree of a bursary, but not enough to cover me for my full 4 years of my studies. So I said, Dad, like, it's pointless if I just study a year or two. My degree's 4 years. He's like, well, make a plan. I've given you the tools. Go out and make a plan.
Mm.
So it's like, yeah, but I'm not you know, that whole adage, but I don't have experience. I'm not qualified. Who's going to hire me? But it's amazing when you're forced into a situation, how you start making things happen. And I remember I worked at like a postnet kind of thing, a 3-at-1.
That after welding, or you were doing them?
No, that I was doing a bit of that, and then I was doing the welding.
You had multiple
And that's
streams of active income.
active income, which is awful. And you know what? The welding taught me a lot of character, because you got to wake up at like 5 a.m. You get on a bucky, you go. There's no being fancy in that. You're in your overall. You're doing hard labor all day. But the 3-at-1, dealing with difficult people. I don't know what it is about postnets and 3-at-1, but you always get the old tunny or the old man who wants a random size printed of something or emailed, and then he doesn't know how to use his email, and you got to show him. And that taught me a lot, how this is not how I see my future, my 20-year plan. This is not how I want to work for things I want. So, like I said in the beginning, we all have certain advantages, but we need other ways to make us hungry. And for me, that was the hunger that gave me that. Yeah, I've got a good education, but that alone won't make me have the life I want.
So Dean said you've got hunger. He's never, I mean, he just decided you've got hunger. And and you know, when the white person tells the black person you've got hunger. Anyway, I'm joking. But let me ask you this, right? He said you've got the hunger and the drive to do something. Was it hunger and drive driving you on to do these things? Or was it desire?
I think it was the hunger, including desire as well, because I've always desired to live successful. Like I've shared with you that there was a white lady of my friend's mom. So each and every Saturday when we went to sell with my mom, that lady, she'll come and pick us up and she'll introduce us to this like nice lifestyle. We'll go to Terrefontaine race course. We'll go, like, it was so very nice. We'll go to hotels all the time, sit in those restaurants. So for me, it was the desire to say, okay, fine. Uh, it means the property journey can make people successful based on the stories that I also shared on the podcast. To say, I've seen your Michael Nkona, I've seen the other Stein family. So now there was this other white lady as well.